Hello, 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 and welcome. Welcome to your Superstar Self-Image podcast. I am Suzana Mihailovic. Many of you know me already, but every week we have been getting more and more people joining our Superstar Self-Image podcast. So welcome to our new people. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It is so great to have you on board. Usually I am here with my incredible, dear, amazing friend, Emma Ferris. Emma Ferris is a personal trainer extraordinaire and one of Australia's top stylists. So Emma's taking a little break to be with her beautiful little boys. You've heard many stories about incredible Yowie and Fox. So it's just going to be me today. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. It's great to have you on board. We go live for the Your Superstar Self-Image podcast every single Monday at 12 p.m., 12 noon, Melbourne, Australia time. Check what time that is in your city, town, suburb in the Millionaire Roundtable. So today it's just me. I feel really awkward being here without my incredible Emma, but what I wanted to do is I wanted to share a story, a personal story with you. What Bob Proctor taught me about the Elephant Man. You're probably curious about that. I put a post up this morning, saying, jump on board so you can hear about what Bob Proctor taught me about the Elephant Man. So a lot of my work, as most of you know, I am the founder of Your Two Minds, which is an international success coaching company. So what I do is work with already successful people, entrepreneurs, individuals that have a big goal or dream and they feel like they are blocked for whatever reason and don't know how to achieve the thing that they really want. So I work with people to help them break through and help them achieve, their biggest goals. The goal that you think is unimaginable. The goal that you don't know how you would do it yourself. So success is the name of my game. Success is what I do, and a big part of success and what I teach people is self-image. So superstar self-image. This is what this podcast has been named under, because without a strong self-image, you cannot have the success that you want. We have to match our self-image to the success that we want. So what do I mean by self-image? So those of you that are clients, that are my followers, you have a good understanding of self-image already. You have achieved your goals and you have changed your self-image. Those of you that watch this podcast may also have a good understanding of self-image, but let me recap. So self-image, so you have two self-images, one on the inside and one on the outside that you portray to the world, okay? So it's the way you dress, talk, walk, okay? Even though I had studied psychology, I was in the helping professions for years and years, for decades in senior management, I always thought when someone said self-image, change your self-image, I always thought it was change your external, change your style of clothing, your dress sense, your image of what you like to wear on the outside. Now, that's not my understanding. And yes, that is a part of self-image, okay, but it's not the self-image that I teach my clients about as a success coach, as one of the top 1% success coaches in the world. The most important element of your self-image is the way that you see yourself inside, internally. Okay, every single one of you has an image of the way that you see yourself. And that image will always dictate your results, your self-image, your inner internal image, the way that you see yourself and understand yourself, or the way that the image that you hold of yourself in your mind will dictate the results in your business, how much money you have in the bank, whether you'll achieve your goal or not, what your relationships are like, sometimes your health. Okay, it affects everything. Okay, so your inner self-image dictates your results. Full stop. So in order to have permanent results, permanent changes in your results, in order to have permanently positive results, the results that you want, in order for you to achieve your goal, your self-image must change and align with the goal that you want. If you do not do that, your results will never be permanent. Now, I have been teaching self-image since I went into business in 2017. So, a good six years, coming up to 7 years. And I classified myself as an expert in self-image. I was taught the basics of self-image by my incredible mentor and dear friend, Bob Proctor, when he was alive. So I had one-on-one contact with Bob and really learnt the importance of how I see myself and my results. Those of you that have been listening to your superstar self-image would know a little bit about my results, okay, and how I went from a $4,000 business to a high six-figure business in less than 1 year. And that was all of a result of changing the concept, changing the image that I have of myself in my mind, of what's possible, and becoming that person that has that success already. When I did that, my results skyrocketed. They changed overnight. They literally changed overnight. It was crazy to watch. So ever since then, I became a passionate advocate and wanted to teach everybody, including my clients, how to change their self-image. And if you do become a client, we go really deep. We really do change your self-image, okay? And it's so interesting, becoming an expert. Bob Proctor saying Suzana is one of my top people in the world on stage, right? You think you know it. You think you know it. You've got it. You're teaching hundreds of other people. They are getting results. And then smack bang, something happens in your life that challenges you. That challenges every concept that you teach. And the challenge is there to show you personally that you've got it, that you've nailed it. So I'm going to go into my personal story right now. And back in late April, early May, I woke up one morning and I had a little bit of an infection under my eye. It was this eye here. And I thought there was, like just a bit of it looked like conjunctivitis, a little bit of redness under my eye. And I didn't think anything of it. I went on and ran it was a Monday when I woke up and noticed that. I ran my coaching sessions. I noticed it because I'm on a Zoom call, so you can obviously see yourself on the Zoom call and your clients. But I didn't think anything of it. And I thought, oh yeah, it's just a bit of an infection. It will go. So that was in the morning. By that evening, my eye had swelled up. It was quite swollen, okay? I thought, gee, that's interesting. That hasn't happened before, but okay, must be an infection. Went to bed, didn't think too much of it. Thought, okay, in the morning it might get better. Woke up the next morning, went to the bathroom, looked at myself in the mirror, and I was like, whoa. My face started to swell. The whole of this side started to swell. Thought, okay, well, maybe it's spread. Wasn't too worried, but I just thought it was a little bit odd. And then the next morning, my whole face, the swelling spread around here and onto the other side of my face, okay, onto this side. Thought, okay, this is interesting. And then by the morning after, I was unrecognizable. My face had swelled so much, right, that all you could see was tiny slits in my eyes. I literally looked like the Elephant Man. I was so worried. We went to emergency. Emergency just didn't know what it was. They thought it was either an allergy or an infection. They put me on very heavy steroids. And then the next morning again, it had swelled again. So I thought I'd better take myself to the doctor. Okay, so this time, so it was going down, like it felt like it was increasing by 100% every morning. So already I was unrecognizable. And then by the following Monday, I was really worried. I looked like I was hit by a truck, and I'm not exaggerating. Went to the GP. They were like, whoa, what's that? Got a blood test. They thought, okay, the steroids are not working, must be an infection. We'll put you on the highest antibiotics. In the meantime, we'll give you a blood test. Blood test results came back. There was nothing wrong, completely nothing in my blood. So they're scratching their head. The antibiotics weren't working. 2 mornings after, again, even worse, to the point where my husband, my partner was, said, we've really got to take you to emergency. Went to every doctor that I could find, GPs, specialists, naturopaths, Chinese medicine doctors. Nobody knew what was going on. Nobody could give me an answer. Steroids weren't working. Steroids worked once, but then the next morning started to swell again, even worse. And this was going on for about 4, 5, 6 weeks, okay, to the point where literally I had lumps coming out everywhere. My head looked so big. I was unrecognizable. I felt the same in my body inside, but every time I'd go wash my hands, when I went to the bathroom or go to the bathroom or there was a mirror, I'd literally be shocked. I'd be shocked at who was looking back, okay? Completely different. You would be shocked. People on the street were shocked. So it was interesting because although I was worried because nobody knew what was happening, nobody could give me answers, nothing like this had happened before. Everybody in my family was starting to worry about me. It was a very interesting time for me, very interesting time, because I was well enough to continue working. I felt the same, but I looked very, very, very different. And I could have chosen, for the first 2 days, I chose not to leave my home. I didn't want my neighbors to see me. They didn't recognize me anyway when they did, right? That's really how bad it was. I didn't want to go out and be looked at because I honestly looked like I was hit by a truck. There's no other way. Like if you remember the movie The Elephant Man, that's what my face had looked like. So the first couple of days, I chose not to go out because I was like, whoa, I was confronted by seeing myself, let alone other people. And what happened after that was really, really interesting, or during that period was really, really interesting. Most people, and I would have thought, even myself, I would have curled up and cried all day long. No one knows what's going on. Will my face get better? What the hell is this? And I did have episodes where I cried, where I was in a fetal position. I won't lie and say, oh, it was all fine and dandy. There were times when I broke down and I cried. But I would say that 10% of that experience or less was during those moments. What happened was, this challenge was so big for me and so perplexing. Like, can you imagine you go to, a doctor and everyone's looking at you like, oh, what do I do with her? What is this? And they're staring at you literally like this, not knowing, okay? But something interesting happened. It was the biggest learning experience professionally and also with what I coach people through. Bob Proctor taught me self-image and the importance of self-image. And the key factor to self-image is how you see yourself on the inside. The way you see yourself on the inside will always determine your results. Full stop. What was really interesting in such a confronting time, a challenging time, I was really impressed with how I handled the situation. This situation made me go even deeper in what I know to be true, in what I am an expert in in the area that I specialize in, and that is success from inside out. I was forced in a situation that was out of my control to understand the depths of what I coach people through. And the best way to understand something is through personal experience. And now I can really call myself an expert, a leader in the field, and a master because of that experience. Interesting. I chose to surrender. I chose to surrender to the situation, completely surrender. And I only focused on the gifts of this situation. So what that did for me, it brought me to the present moment. I was so present in the present. And what I discovered in the present moment, there were so many gifts. There were gifts of love, gifts of being alive, gifts of just experiencing this moment. Answers started to come through for my business. Ideas of taking my clients deeper. And in that presence and that surrender, I loved myself so deeply. The love and respect that I had for myself was stronger than ever. I would look in the mirror, and although at times I was shocked, I looked at myself in my eyes and loved myself and appreciated myself and respected myself even more so. And I chose to live my life the way I would normally live it. So every week or a few times a week, I would walk down to one of the busy roads in my area and into the grocery store. And I would purchase lunch or flowers or whatever it is. A few times a week I do that. And I chose to continue to do the things that I continued to do. But it was interesting. I knew that people were uncomfortable with the way that I looked. I knew that they didn't know whether they should look at me or look away or pretend they didn't see me or some people even stepped aside, okay? But I walked down the street with the strongest self-image that you could ever imagine. I loved myself deeper than what I had loved myself ever before. And I saw through me, in me, only success. It was so interesting. So I chose to walk out of my home into public with my head held high. I chose to smile. I chose to talk to the grocery store, the lady behind the counter. I chose to laugh. I chose to send my friends photos and laugh and just enjoy the moment, the most challenging time of my life. Yes, there was fear because all the doctors I went to, they were like, whoa, never seen that before. We don't know, we don't know. Confused. So yes, there was a bit of fear. Yes, there were times when I was crying so much. But most of the time I stayed present. I stayed in love with myself, in love with life, in love with the present moment, even though it was challenging, and opened up and surrendered to the gifts that this challenge had to me. And when I walked out with confidence. I walked with my head held high. And something interesting happened. People started to talk to me. Now, yes, I think every single person that spoke to me did mention my face because you couldn't avoid it. You couldn't hide. You couldn't pretend. This was not just a little lump. This was, whoa, like something had gone wrong. It was like the Elephant Man. But people were not threatened by me. They started to talk to me. They started to smile. They asked me questions. People that saw me regularly, neighbors, started to be on my journey of healing. How are you going? It's getting a little bit better. You know, what are you doing today? How's, like, just getting into a conversation. And because my spirit was high and I loved myself, by the end of our conversation, you could see the twinkle in their eye and the joy in their hearts. So my challenge ended up being a gift. Now, I'm so glad that finally the swelling has gone down and I'm back to my normal self. It took probably good 2 months for the swelling to completely go. And yet I would never give up that experience, as weird. It was weird as it was, because it taught me that I understand self-image. It taught me self-image at such a deep, deep level. Let me ask you a question. If you woke up literally looking like the Elephant Man, how would you choose to live your day? How would you see yourself? How would you choose to see the situation and deal with the situation? And would you love yourself regardless? Would you go out and live your life regardless? Would you find an even deeper love, which I did? I found an even deeper love for myself, for my beautiful partner, for my clients, my client that I had never met. Can you imagine this too? So in the line of success of being one of the top people in the world, people see you all glamorous. Okay, you and I love being glamorous. I love looking good. It's so much fun. You know, you have photo shoots and you look perfect, makeup, nicely dressed. You see your clients, you're dressed up, and that's wonderful. We should do that. Okay, but it represents something that people expect you to be all of the time. And one of my first clients came to visit me. She's from Germany, absolutely incredible woman, doing incredible stuff right now as a result of our coaching and the things that she put into practice. And I had to face her looking like the Elephant Man. She's always seen me looking glamorous. I had to open the door. She came to visit. First time we've ever met in public, in the physical, met many times on Zoom. And I had to greet her looking like, well, I didn't have to. You don't have to do anything. But I chose to greet her looking the way I was. If you would you say to your client, I'm sorry, but won't happen now, maybe another time. I'm sick or I'm not feeling well. And I chose to love myself in her presence and love her and be present with her at every moment. And we had fun. We were present together in the moment. We talked. We had coaching sessions. And my self-image was stronger than ever. And as a result, my clients got even stronger results. Isn't that interesting? Okay. You go deeper, you learn deeper, you lead deeper, you become a deeper version of you, and your family, your clients, your friends are impacted by that. So self-image really is from the inside out. What would your self-image be like? Or what is it like when you are challenged? Because you have a choice. No matter what you're going through, no matter what you're experiencing, you have a choice to surrender to the situation, stay present in the moment, stay in gratitude. I was so grateful for so many things. Stay in gratitude and love and respect and honor yourself regardless. Regardless. Love is on the inside. Self-respect is on the inside. Yes, we all love to look good on the outside. I love it too. I'm grateful that I'm looking, like myself again. But at times when you're challenged, you must go deeper. At times when things don't seem like they're working out for you, you must love yourself stronger. Find it inside yourself. Find it inside yourself. Face your life with courage. Face your life with confidence. Face your life with gratitude. Face your life with joy regardless, even if you do have times when you're curled up crying. But don't make the crying your norm. Don't make the times, the flat times, your norm. Let the presence of the moment, let the gift of you being alive, full version of you, let the image of yourself as the successful you lead the way. Because it's never about how you look on the outside. And it's everything about how you feel about yourself and life on the inside. You have jewels inside you. You have diamonds inside you. You have everything inside you to get you to where you want to be. Remember to surrender, be present in the moment, and love yourself stronger than what you've ever loved yourself before. My goal, my vision for my service, the way I serve, became stronger in my most challenging time. What are you going to do? What is your self-image like? Because it's time to recreate it and really feel it regardless. You have magic inside you. You have perfection inside you. It's up to you whether you align with it. Thank you so much. I hope that you have found my story of how Bob Proctor, or what Bob Proctor taught me about the Elephant Man. I hope you have found my story an inspiration to you. And I hope it does something for you to either start loving yourself deeper, to jump on board with the Your Two Minds coaching program and make your life the life that you are worth living. Thank you so much. See you next Monday on Superstar Self-Image. God bless.